2FJ. Engineer first pick, Tempest response. There's the Keeper response. So it seems like Tempest into Keeper is pretty popular still by
It
teams.
yeah, it seems like it's always what we're gonna be seeing when these competitive matches comes down. When there's something on the line, people are always thinking, okay, Tempest, then you pick Keeper, and that's pretty much it. They always have those if like they need to ban either one of them and pick one
Yeah.
of them.
See the
So
Lodestone coming up right there, the second pick. That's good to have.
yeah,
For
I'm
them.
surprised he wasn't banned. He tends to be banned a lot these days, but not this time around. And it's gonna be interesting to see what he's gonna be capable of.
Mm-hmm. Obviously, the Tempest first pick valuing that, but yeah, the fact that they get Lone Star with the second pick, feeling pretty good, I'm sure. Prisoner 945. I've been having fun with this lately. As Magma's actually the next pick, but Prisoner, what do you think about Prisoner? Do you think he is actually that powerful as people make him out to be?
I just think he's very much of a surprise pick. Like he's hard to deal with if he gets too far out, and his hook is just so unpredictable. Like normally we talk about Gauntlet being a little bit out of the ordinary, but like Prisoner's hook is just downright sick. You know, like
Yeah,
if you get hooked in a rough spot, just one or two players, like there's just nothing you can do.
yeah.
You just feel like you're falling apart there. So.
Seems like he is the flavorful ban lately, mainly because of that. So Slick's going to throw up that ban with his final ban. Speaking of picks, though, Magnus was that final pick again. Then Wretched Hag is the final pick over here for Too Much Sugar. What did you take on that Magnus pick, though?
It's interesting to see. I think Pablo is like, okay, if I have to play mid again, I want to play Magnus. Like he did not want to touch that Pebbles once again.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah, I think that's pretty much what's been going on right here. I don't really think it has something to do with Magnus being like an OP pick right here. I don't think there's like a bigger picture to it. I think it's just Pablo wanting to play Magnus, honestly. But maybe we'll see.
Maybe there is something more to it, or maybe not. He is not going up against Prisoner, though, and as B-Kid showed last weekend against Prisoner as a Magnus, it's pretty much an impossible matchup, so that's good. I think they got that going at least. And obviously the information from tmsR, I mean, they haven't really given that out yet. They still need really their support as well as their mid hero most likely, as far as they're going to finish. So that's something to think of as well with that Magnus pickup. You don't even know who you're matched up against. So obviously tmsR has that information themselves. And at the same time though, it doesn't have to be a mid Magnus actually. Well, but with Keeper, you'd likely think it would be. Anyways, I'm overanalyzing it. Pebbles, Fade, Sandwraith, Parasite, Corrupted Disciple are the bans here so far. A couple of carries banned out there lastly.
Yeah, notice how TPS decides to go ahead and bankrupt Disciple against that Keeper of the Forest, seeing as they know that that's going to be a Suicide Keeper. Like, kind of, at least that baits them to think that it's going to be a Suicide Keeper of the Forest, seeing as you bankrupt the Disciple. Like, there's still pretty strong heroes out there that can deal with a Keeper like Deadwood or South Forest for that matter, or we see that sometimes. Like, I saw SG run it a couple of days ago, and then there's Predator as well. So yeah, I like to corrupt the ban, and about the giving away the support before
Yeah.
that you were talking about. I saw that tmsR has done something a little bit weird these days. They've put in Bubbles mid and they've put in Hag as a short lane. They just have like something like a Luna or similar to like babysit that Bubbles and then babysit that Wretched Hag to make sure that they win the lanes. And it's kind of cool, but apparently it works.
Yeah, different, but if it works, it works. Gets you the W in the end. That's what matters. So, again, the Animosity over here, they ran a pretty unique hero last game in that Madman in the Suicide role. And not to say that it was his fault by any means. I thought he actually did pretty good. I mean, the roaming early on definitely was pretty effective, but in the end, obviously, as a team, wasn't able to come through. Rally's going to be picked up here.
Yeah, one of the heroes that Corrupted Disciple is also very, very good against. So yeah, that could very likely be a Suicide Rally and a Jungle Keeper.
Yeah.
But yeah, everything is open right now. That's the thing about this new captain's mode. You can always surprise the enemy.
Yeah, it seems like teams, for the most part, have definitely come to a liking here with this mode.
Look at what Penny is saying.
I don't know what he's saying.
No, that means that he's mad because he has to play Jungle Keeper.
That's reading into it. That's nice. Hey, you're right. I mean, I know Jungle Keeper isn't usually the most favorite hero to play for jungle players, but at the same time, it definitely has its place. Obviously, Keeper of the Forest as a hero is strong. Prefer to play him in Suicide, but in the end, jungle can work too. Of
Yeah.
course, that's where he grew up on. Bubbles is the pickup for tmsR, so that's kind of what you're talking about. I mean,
Yeah, I'm quite sure that's going to be happening. I think we're going to see an Aluna as the last pick here. It's also pretty good against Keep of the Forest. It could also be Master of Arms. That's also pretty good. But I think we're going to see like either Aluna or Master of Arms in this case at least.
Yeah. Maybe depending on what the final pick is here from Too Much, or not Too Much, I saw Panty over there. From Animosity, their final pick. I mean, what could they still use? They have that Suicide. Short lane definitely would make sense here.
Yeah, they need something that beats Lipstone, and so Reaper, good choice.
Yeah. So
I like that a lot. I could also like see something like a Predator work here. There's the Glacius. Okay, that was a Glacius instead of a Luna, so I was wrong. I'm sorry.
Glacius brings presence against Rally. A little bit stronger against him, of course, so maybe that's what they're thinking, but it is a support in the end. So, too much sugar. Gonna be going with that strategy. Kaiser gonna be the Bubbles. Hag being played by Haxer in here. And then you got Slicks on the Lodestone, so it's gonna be fun to see how that works out.
Yeah, that's interesting because normally we would see 6 go Bubbles mid, and this time it's Kesu who goes Bubbles, so that might mean that we're gonna see Kesu go Suicide. Yeah, I guess that's what's gonna happen because you can't. I guess they're thinking that they can't put Bubbles against Magnus Engineer in the middle lane, and I would somewhat agree with that, but I think that's what's gonna happen. I think we're gonna see Bubbles Suicide here.
Well, I wonder if they're gonna send that Glacius Lodestone mid, then maybe that's also has to do with them maybe expecting the Rally to go mid and the Magnus Suicide. Or I guess it could be even either one. I mean, in the end, I don't know, but we'll see. Obviously, the short lane Wretched Hag, though, most likely going to be happening here, and I'm being pulled by Haxerin. And unfortunately, though, we will have a pause before we get that information to us here. Actually, while we are on this pause, obviously we'll be in the round of 16. We do have a lot of matches that are currently taking place, and as I refresh the brackets, only looks at a couple results so far. You have Team Excellent over Underrated Much, 1-0 it looks like. Moving up from that gold division, matched up against Team Excellent. And then, of course, our series of tmsR, and then Lion Esports Club 1-0 over Donkey Kong so far. Is the other result to report, it looks like. Other than that, the other matches seem to be in game number 1 still. Including Stay Green versus Happy Five Friends.
Oh yeah, I was just looking at that. It looked like they were getting a little bit of an upset here. At least it looked like that Stay Green were a little bit down actually.
Yeah, let me monitor that real quickly. Wow. Happy Five Friends. Looks like they're... I mean, that looks like a lead? They're using Chronos. 4-0-7 Chronos, level 19, top level in the game. Interesting. Now, the thing that you notice here, Stay Green, they're not using their full 5-man roster. It looks like Limp is not there. They got support playing in place of him. So that's obviously something to take in mind, but at the same time, I don't care if you replace it in one player. I mean, that's still a massive upset if that was to take place. So I don't know what's to do. Okay, here's the thing with Stay Green, though. They can't... Last cycle, I think they lost a total of 8 or 9 games. Going into cycle 3, they had only lost 1 game in 2 cycles. And last cycle, they still won it in the end. So, I mean, but still, wow. That's something. Who are these guys? Happy? Do you know any of these players? I mean, Joke Shot sounds familiar.
Yeah, I know Joke Shot. The rest of them, no, I haven't really heard of them.
Huh.
But I think, once again, it's been about surprising me, I think. Like, trying to go first blood and such things, and
yeah.
Otherwise, in general, it's just really, really hard to say that, like, a new and upcoming team would beat Stay Green, but if it happens, then it happens, and congratulations to them, but...
Hey, just even a game. I mean, just even taking a game is something, but obviously it is a 3-game series, and once again, as Stay Green showed last cycle, they were good at coming back in those 3-game series, so I won't look too much into it until maybe it's ultimately over, but still, it's fun to see results like that. And get some discussion going, because that's definitely a pretty big deal. Anyways, here we are back in game number 2. We got, of course, a 1-0 lead in our series in favor of Too Much Sugar. Trying to sweep the series. We'll see, though. Over here, look what Animosity is doing. Being a little bit tricky here as far as their pathing. I don't think they're going to run into anybody, though, in the end. Yeah, they're going to try to find somebody, but not going to happen. Keeper the Forest still back at the base, just spawning those trees. And unless Lodestone steps over here... Oh, wow, that's a very aggressive Ward of Sight. What do you make of that?
Yeah, I don't know. That's pretty weird unless they want to... Oh, there's Lodestone. They might jump for it.
Oh, no, Lodestone? Yeah, he's got the rocket drill, though, so...
Yeah. Yeah, I don't even know. That water side is pretty weird. Like, they want to shut down Tempest for sure, but Tempest is probably gonna be enemy jungling here.
Yeah.
Like, he knows what's up. He knows what's up. So he's just gonna be enemy jungling. It looks like Sorriba's gonna go short lane and deal that, which is gonna be a bubbles now. Who doesn't have pull region, which is kind of questionable against Sorriba. Like, you can win against a Sorriba, but you need pull region to do it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah,
So
it's a health potion and the tangos. Where's Glacius going to end up is the question. I mean, he's going with Tempest into that jungle, so it seems like, yeah, he's going to head towards the bottom side. He has wards on him, so I mean, actually, on this note, too, I mean, Moomiander, maybe it's just because he is playing the main support here, and when it's all said and done. I mean, last game was kind of hard to tell, you know, having the two supports, but he's playing the main support here. As Tankafet's on that Tempest, of course, so. Moomiander, I think, has played every single role at the Diamond Division now, officially. But what do you make of this? I mean, he's jungling with Tempest.
I like it a lot because he knows he's going to be going up against the Keeper, but Keeper cannot go up against them because there's a Glacius as well. So there's Keeper, and he's not going to be able to do anything. He just gets his mana pop taken away from him, and I like it a lot because, like, what else would Glacius be doing? Shutting down the enemy rally, and now he's shutting down the enemy jungler. So, but there's Engineer, Magnus also coming in. So they have to fall back a little bit. This could actually be dangerous. Now Glacius is going to get stunned here. Magnus probably coming in with a Lava Surge unless he's going to be able to juke him away.
There's a Lava Surge. Yep, not the longest range of level 1, but enough right there. Bloodlust kill goes on a Moomiander, playing the Glacius, and that backfired. I mean, obviously it looked so good for tmsR to begin, and actually it still could look pretty good. The minions, one more auto attack. Beautiful kicks down the front. TPS priceless, though. And it just barely saves him right there. So, no response kill coming out by Too Much Sugar. Magnus, though, I mean, despite him, obviously he did take time going for that, but the fact that he got the Bloodlust kill, I think it's safe to say it makes that worth it.
He's sitting at 500 GPM right now, so it was a little bit of a mistake for tmsR because they actually, like, they knew people were missing from the middle lane. Like, Lodestone could have told them at least. So I think maybe they should have backed up a little bit earlier. If two people were coming, they shouldn't try to overextend. Yeah. But it's easy to be a spectator. It's easy to be Captain Hindsight.
Of course, of course. Yes, although I can make every play perfectly, I mean, it's a little bit harder to actually play the game, so.
Every single spectator can. Every single viewer can.
Very, very true. Soul Reaper at the bottom lane, he's pushed up, but look at Glacius coming in with the Invis rune.
The so-called 2-minute Invis.
Yeah. Winviz, yeah. Tempest coming over right here. Uh-oh. There we go. Embry gonna be in trouble. Tempest coming over with his stun. Bubbles with the assistance. Still has a Shell Surf. It connects right there and sets up an easy kill. I mean, you can't really blame Soul Reaper right there. That was just more so Invis rune and good roaming Tempest coming out. So, at the same time, though, you knew Tempest was in your own jungle. They were clearly playing someone in an aggressive lane there, and he was pushed up pretty far. So, just good capitalizing by tmsR.
It just feels like every single rune spawns in tournament mode is always like an Invis rune. At the 2-second minute mark, it's always an Invis rune, and we always see that happening. And every single time people are like, "Oh, the Invis rune! God damn it!"
Yeah, it seems like the right rune spawns in those cases. Or as I was talking about yesterday, I mean, I saw a couple times that middle matchup at 2v2, all of a sudden your support leaves, and making that mistake, sending your support to the rune, all of a sudden you end up getting taken out. So. I've loved the idea of the 2 runes spawning. It seems like that's provided a lot of good action. Meanwhile, the bottom lane, speaking of action, Tempest is going to end up falling right here. The heal came out. Down he goes. Engineer with that assistance cannot sidestep the Shell Surf, but it looks like Bubbles is going to be forced to run away rather than pursue her kill in the end. So it ends up being a kill for Animosity right there. And that worked out pretty well for them.
Yeah, and now Kessu with the bottle, going side lane bottle, and decides to go ahead and wait for the rune. I think it's an illusion. No, GG, sorry. And that's actually pretty good against Sorry, but you can tell. So you might be able to man up with that, because Sorry doesn't know he has the GD, unless he's like quick at checking the bowl. So if Kessu mans up early, this could be something.
Yeah.
This could be it. This could be it. He's going with the DD.
Uh-oh. Yeah. No. I don't know if he got blocked there or if he just kind of fell back, but...
Yeah, well, Sorry has boots and he doesn't, so it's a little bit difficult.
That helps. Middle lane matchup. This is really kind of turned into a 1v1 in the end. I mean, obviously Magnus got the Bloodlust, But while that was happening, Lodestone was just basically farming himself. And again, Engineer's been playing more of a roamer now than anything. So you look at the creep farm, 21-4 Magnus. Lodestone's 25-5. So yeah, Slicks is actually winning this matchup when you look at the creep farm. Again, the kill obviously helping Magnus a lot, having the higher GPM as a result. But Slicks is managing some good farm himself. And that's good news here for the Hellborn team. Gonna promote some movement earlier on, I'm sure, from Lodestone. Glacius finding himself at the top lane now. What turns out to be an Engineer rally up here all of a sudden. See some aggressive warning, but that ward of sight was placed by Glacius. It was spotted by Animosity. So, and look at that immediately. Rev War coming to the top lane. So they're gonna look to counter that.
That's competitive players for you. They know exactly what to do, when to do it.
Yep.
And some very good plays right there. Lodestone now has his level 6, and actually Soul Reaper is taking quite some harassment here at bottom lane. I didn't expect him to have such a hard time against the bubbles. I guess that little invis kill did a lot for the bubbles.
You know, speaking of this, speaking of bubbles, actually, still some creeps over here, trying to at least. Level 6, yeah, that's... Do you think he needs to just move now, like move to the top lane and start roaming at ASAP, or is he fine still sticking around at the bottom lane?
Well, I think here at top lane, you gotta see that Wretched High is like sitting at 280 gold per minute. He's not doing poorly or anything.
Yeah.
The mid lane Lodestone is also farming quite well, and tmsR as well. Like, there's nothing really... Like, Bubbles doesn't need to do anything. Like, he's fine with getting some farm right now, and he's not getting outmatched by the Soul Reaper. Like, they're playing it passively right now, both teams are, and we're probably gonna see more action later on in the game. I don't think we're gonna see it when, like, unless something like a rune spawns or something, so you can like pick up something. And we might see the push coming out soon with probably the 8-minute mark or something with the catapult spawn. But before that, I don't think so. I think we're gonna see it casually here, just both all of them like just kind of leaving each other alone, minding their own thing.
Well, that's, I mean, you do look at the GPM charts right now. Lodestone actually is on top. I don't even know if they expected that going into the laning phase, but just how it's played out. Because, again, it became more of that true 1v1 matchup. He's been having a great time here. As he already has his Steam Boots, and it's actually a bottle on top of that, so...
You better look at bottom lane, because as soon as Kessler gets level 7, he can actually kill Soul Reaper. He does have a haste in the bottle, and like Soul Reaper, like he picks up his Z boost out, but I still feel like Kessler could probably kill Soul Reaper.
He wants to, you could tell. I mean, look at that. Oh, okay, well, he's taking it for the tower, but... Yeah, he knows that he's probably going to hit level 7 here. Or after this creep wave even, perhaps. Middle end in the meantime, Loso speaking of him. Magnus comes in with the eruption. Rally with the follow-up compel, and they get the kill. So obviously, Engineer and Rally roaming in right there. And setting up a kill in a Lodestone. So going to slow him down a little bit. Bubbles. Ooh, Shell Surf misses. Still level 6.
Yeah. He took too much creep damage right now, so it's going to be hard for him to get the kill right now. And sorry, we've just been able to heal a little bit before, because it took so long for Kessler to get level 7.
Yeah.
So he didn't really utilize the chance where he had it, but still. At top lane, we now see the push coming in. Again with the 8-minute mark push. Well, 7.5. But Catapult is spawning now, so...
Rally's thinking about it. He's going to go in right there. Hits a couple. Seismic Slam hits Tempest. Will it be enough in the end? Tempest falling. He has elemental vote. Oh, he used it! No! He used it at the very last second. It gets canceled immediately as he dies. They do counter kill Rally. But that is a one fight right there, no doubt, for Animosity, because on top of that, they're also going to be able to deny the tower, as you see right there. So, big misplay by Tankafet. He really wanted that ulti.
Yeah, I really wanted that tower as well. Like, that's the thing, when everyone wants the tower, they're like clutching up around the tower, even though they don't really know if there's anything standing on the other side.
Yeah.
And, like, honestly, even though there's a chance that the enemies might get a deny, it's always kind of better to just like only stand one guy who's like all attacking the tower. At least not like 3 people, so Rally can get a 3-man stun. Yeah. Or a double stun. For that matter. Like, it just can't happen. But we see it way too often that people do that.
That's what happened right there, really. So Animosity, 4-2 hero kill lead, the tower deny. Again, tower is dead in the end, but being able to deny it, so good for them. You talked about Hag earlier and how her farm, 325 gold per minute now, so Haxerin obviously stepping up a bit here at least, and working towards that light brand here. Has the Grave Locket on top of the Steam Boots. Triple stack Ancients in the meantime, going to be done here by the Legion team. Magnus does not have his eruption, but he's going to stun in still. Look to farm that up. Soul Reaper also getting a share of it. Speaking of Soul Reaper, has actually held that thought bottom lane Might have some action down here. Keep the force level 6. He has a root. Invis Bubbles is also here, though. Are they going to dive? Aggressive ward, rally. Yeah, that's a rally after all, so Casey's not going to look to jump. I think he is going to be fine in the end. But Soul Reaper, always interesting to kind of see what items he goes for. What are you looking at? Are you looking for the more aggressive, the farm, the Grimoire even, or the Astrolabe tanking up? What would you like to see?
He decides to go for the Mystic Vestment just now with the Grave Locket, and normally we see, if you look at Lions, 9 out of 10 games they would go for a Grimoire as the first item when they play Soul Reaper.
Yeah.
But there are certain cases where you should go for like tankier builds, and this may be one of them. But let's just I'm not actually sure what they should be doing there, because in this game Trunken Head is so good, but it's not really an item you see very often. And at top lane we now see Thames get initiated on by the Lava Surge from Magnus, and Red decides not to follow up because Glaciers as well as Bubbles was coming, TPs were coming in as well. Energy field being used defensively here by Engineer and denied by Pablo Gadad. Well done.
That was very well played. It might be a death for him in the end, though, and even without the deny, he probably still would have fallen, so you can't really blame him for that. But still, big play coming out from Pablo at least to deny his teammate. But you know it's a bad situation when we're making a big play out of, well, ultimately they still 2 died in the end for the Legion team. So that's the big picture, but at least a little bit of a positive there coming out. But yeah, energy field, very defensive as you called it, and clearly tmsR was just collapsing right there and looking for the kill. But yeah, you hinted at maybe the sense of a Shaman's Head just into Barrier. Although we don't see that maybe too often, I think that would prove to be the best choice here. I mean, you do look at the Hellborn team. It's all magic damage, really, for the most part, through most of this game. So getting that Barrier Auto, sure, you can maybe wait for it on Keeper of the Forest, but I would think if you're this Legion team, you're looking at team fight sooner than later, really. So why not get that Barrier Auto ASAP? So
yeah, it depends what kind of strategy it goes with. Like, otherwise Panic could go like from Astrolabe and Barrier Island, so we will probably be fine as well. I mean, it's not like they have great burst damage, but it can also be out-healed by Barrier Island and Astrolabe. So
yeah,
if he wants to go for the like Grimoire, I will also understand that, but I would hope he would go for the best out first. If you decide to try to initiate on him,
Keeper the Force in trouble though. Yep, Word of Revelation's put down. He's gonna get collapsed on, and he ends up falling right there. So you could tell that they knew he was there. I think Tempest was getting blocked while Invis, and so he knew something was up, and they put the Rev Ward down, and sure enough, it sets up in a kill. So again, good heads up play right there. Coming out by too much sugar. In the meantime, in the middle lane, no animosity. Gonna attempt to push in here, see what they can make happen. Wretched Hag just purchased her Light Brand, by the way. And that does get delivered. So, again, Haxorn's farm may not have been the strongest start, but it's looking pretty good now. 360 gold per minute. Here we go. Shadow Storm initiation in the middle lane. No, they missed the jump zone to Magnus. He's able to avoid right there with the Lava Surge. However, bottom lane, Soul Reaper is able to take out Bubbles. Demonic Execution coming into play right there. So, good kill at the bottom lane there.
Yeah, and maybe Soul Reaper's going to feel comfortable going into that Grimoire now that he knows that he can get kills anyway. Top lane, but he's not gonna get a health bar. Also go for Grimoire power first.
Interesting.
He went for the Sackstone here.
Yeah.
That's interesting. I don't like it.
And he throws a Ring of the Teacher up, actually. A late Ring of the Teacher. So that's probably gonna lead into a Gnome's Wisdom even. And yeah, it seems like he's building. I mean, that's armor heavy, but this is not an armor threatening team here.
That's what I was about to say. It's like, it's all magic damage. So, I mean, yeah, I get the picture that he wants to be pushing with the Keeper of the Forest, but I don't think this is a game for it. I think, like, okay, if Keeper goes for an Astrolabe now and, like, with the barrier and such, it could work because then you have, like, so much push power.
Yeah.
But then they need to do it. Like, then you need to commit all in for the push, but it's so hard to push against the Lodestone Tempest, Bubbles, and Hag, for that matter, Glaciers. So, I mean, we'll have to see. It's all gonna come down to, I feel like, a window timing coming out from Legion. I think that's what they're looking for.
Yeah.
Where they like will get those items and have enemies that is not able to nuke it down or whatever. But we'll see. What do you think? Like, what is your thoughts on this?
Well, again, I mean, the obvious is that this is not a physical threatening team, so it's kind of, as we're sitting here stressing, tanking up with a barrier auto would be good. He goes to tank up Bill, but in not really the sense that we're looking at. So I am a little bit thrown off. I mean, not just because, again, it's still good items in the end. It'll still help, but you're investing some good gold into. Now, Saxon's one thing. If he goes a Gnome's Wisdom, that's where I'll be a little bit. I don't know about it. If he just sits on the Ring of the Teacher and then builds into something else here, I could definitely see that being just fine personally. But I will say that portal key on Magnus, as always, going to be important. And 2,000 gold saved up on him. Speaking of Soul Reaper, bottom lane, Bubbles going for a dive right here. Glacia's coming in, cannot get there in time. Shadowstorm initiation. No, the root comes out actually, and now Lodestone is in trouble. Shadowstorm does hit Raleigh as he compels in. They're looking for a turn kill. Raleigh on the run. Glacial downpour did a lot of damage. He's going to survive though. And look at Lodestone just jet on out of there with that haster, and Keeper of the Forest chasing. But of course, no root now, not going to be able to do so. Soul Reaper has demonic execution, but not enough mana for it. And now here's the turnaround. Panny's in a lot of trouble. He's going to be compelled away. Yeah, you gotta wonder what Animosity was thinking right there. They were chasing a lot with very low mana and no cooldowns really. Soul Reaper now in trouble. Ports are coming in. They get the middle tower, and here come Magnus and Engineer. Now we're gonna see another turn kill. Bubbles cannot shells every time. He's gonna be locked down. Wow. Honestly, I mean, overextension by both teams right there.
Yeah, it was really good ultimate from Panny, and they kind of saved the whole team fights. But then they like decided to go ahead and try again. And if you noticed in the last second, you saw Patrick McDad like stutter stepping to try to indicate that he was going to use the lava surge. He made Kesu like cast his take cover, and then like fake casted his lava surge and then used it afterwards. So good plays by both people actually.
Yeah.
But Pablo won that fight.
Yeah, like I think though, if you're Animosity, I mean they chased quite a bit right there for not really a good reason. That's actually Glacius. Oof, he's not going to be able to be trapped. Good job, or Panny just not able to get that trap there. But anyways, they were chasing with very little cooldowns and very little mana on top of that, so yeah, they kind of set up that whole one-for-one exchange, which again, they got Bubbles, but they did lose Soul Reaper in the process. Speaking of Soul Reaper, he comes up, and he actually buys a Mighty Blade, so probably going to be that Shrunken Head now, which obviously makes sense here against the Hellborn team, so can't be too against that when it comes down to it, but another 2,000 gold saved up on Wretched Hag, so that Grimoire is coming along. Portal key, though, as I was stressing on Magnus, and as always, he is level 11 on top of that. So I'm going to look for some big plays here from Pablo. Perhaps.
Yeah, let's hope so.
Yeah.
Like, the thing is, if they decide to go late game with this, in this scenario right here, like if both teams just say, okay, we're going to lean back and play this passively, and Energy Field actually being used on an Glacial Illusion right here by TPS. Well, that was a little bit unfortunate, but yeah, against a hack who has Grimoire power, you will get out farmed. Like, a hack can do so much with that Grimoire power. You're always sitting at 380 gold per minute, and I mean, Magnus farms very well as well, but hack just gets so much more out of it.
Oh yeah.
So we're gonna see the Hellborn slowly but steadily out farming the Legion side. So that's why kind of like the Soul Reaper lineup has to do something.
Well,
he gets initiated on here bottom lane.
Yeah, I was gonna say he's gonna be jumped. Glacial Downpour comes down. Soul Reaper trying to hold his ground here. Demonic Execution thrown out. But yeah, that was not going to be nearly enough for a kill. Keeper of the Forest coming at the last second, but could not get there in time. So yeah, the team support was coming. He was trying to survive as long as possible, but clearly not long enough in the end. It's a good jump from Too Much Sugar right there. Able to pick up the free kill in the end. Portal key now just purchased by Lodestone. And you already have 1,600 gold saved. Oh, okay, he went the pattern for threw me off guard for a second. So he still needs the Grimoire, but I was going to say, he's really farming out of his mind. 1,200 more gold saved up on Bubbles. Speaking of Portal Key, I'm sure Casey's trying to get there. He's now at 230 gold per minute. So not too bad. But at this rate, I would think, yeah, you go back to the timing here and how Wretched Hag is surely starting to pull ahead here. Especially he went the more farming choice, where Soul Reaper is going more of the tanking up and getting teamfight build. So get that Shrunken Head, but start making some plays with it. It's pretty much, I think it's safe to say, where Animosity is looking at here. Astrolabe just finished on Keeper, so another good pickup for them right there. It goes back to that mindset.
See, that's the thing about Haxon, like, he always kind of knows what style of the game is coming down to. Like, right now he knows that the Legion side doesn't... Oh, that I actually missed that kill. But Mumiana got picked up on his glaciers by TPS and Pablo, Magnus and Engineer.
Pretty much, yeah, I caught it on camera, so just simply catching him there in the jungle, then get a free kill out of it, and actually going to transition into the top lane now. So this should be a free tower kill.
Yeah, I think it's going to be. Like, Wretched Hag has decided not to go and fall back. He just wants to farm his Grimoire power, and then afterwards they can start fighting. Kind of funny that he bought the recipe for the restore though. But I guess it's okay. Yeah, we got it now though.
Oh, bottom lane. Bobble's gonna end up falling! Oh, the takeover at the last second is gonna be fine. Can they somehow chase him out? Turret not gonna hit. And Kaiser will barely survive right there. That was a Magmus that used an eruption.
The Hellborn takes
down
down
they will
a Legion
spot him, but
tower.
he's already TPing. And he's going to be fine. So middle tower is going to be killed in the process. So yeah, they used a bit of resources there to try to kill Bubbles. In the end, they did not. They get their middle tower taken out, so too much sugar. Definitely getting the better of all that exchanging. You do see Panty, though, try to counter push at the top lane, but tmsR going to keep this going, it looks like. And if you're Animosity, I don't know about giving up a free secondary tower just yet, but they might have to at this rate. I mean, they are not coming just yet. Oh, no, but actually tmsR is falling back. They're going for the top lane. They want to lock down on a Keeper of the Forest right here. Kelpid already used, but he TP's out. Good reaction by Panty, actually.
Yeah, that's yeah, that was pretty good. He was like thinking, okay, kill feed overused, I'm just gonna TP home. So yeah, well done. Good thing he didn't try to run or anything.
Yeah. You can get caught in that panic mode, and before you know you're getting stunned out as a result, and all of a sudden you die. So yeah, just good reaction to TP, as you said. No more stuns from Bubbles. That was a trap. Engineer runs uphill and runs right into a Bat Blast and a Glacial Downpour. But Moomian are sticking around a little bit too long. Wretched Hags like blinks away. Glacius is like, I don't have that ability, bro. And he actually gets picked off. So it ends up being a 1-for-1 support there. And honestly, I think I'm better from, and because 2 ultimates were used compared to the no ultimates by the Legion team. So I think you actually like that exchange, especially for that reason.
Yeah, true. I mean, it was a kill that was going on onto Haxon though. So no, actually Moomin, I got it.
Yeah.
I was about to say that if Haxon got it, then would have been better. But yeah, Haxon, like he's very, very good at knowing the game. Like he knows when he's supposed to be farming, and in this case, he's farming very well, and he knows that right now Legion side doesn't really have what it takes to push down tower straight up. Like if they want to defend, they will be able to defend. The Hellborn that is.
Yeah.
So he's just gonna go for Grimoire and say, okay, I'm gonna go Grimoire first, and then I'll go Shrunken afterwards. Now he picks up the Mighty Blade, probably gonna pick up Mystic Vestment and just TP. Okay, no Mystic Vestment. But Shrunken had now finished in Soul Reaper.
I mean, yeah, that is a good point. We're stressing a lot of magic damage coming up for the Hellborn team. It's just as much really on the Legion side, between Soul Reaper, Magmus, Engineer. I mean, obviously physical presence from Rally, but he's not doing, you know, an overwhelming amount to mean like, oh yeah, well we need to go physical armor protection. But Shrunken Heads are being finished here on the Legion side. Again, that was the cue that you're looking for if you're Animosity. Now, Keeper of the Forest does get picked up at the bottom side, so good roaming continuing by tmsR as Wretched Hag and Bubbles find that free kill, and they're going to now push to this bottom lane. But especially when you get it on Magmus, I don't think you can, you know, sit back and stall this much longer if you're Animosity, especially again knowing that you didn't go that farming style of build on Soul Reaper where Wretched Hag did. So the longer you wait, Hag's going to now have that Shrunken Egg coming up as you talked about. But we'll see, again, once again, what Animosity ultimately decides to do here. They are kind of grouped up at the top side, almost looking like they want to make some push happen, so they might get that reaction they're looking for, or tmsR is going to go right for Conqueror. And there's no vision here from Animosity, so this could be a free Conqueror kill, actually.
Yeah, I like that decision, even though it's gonna be pretty difficult, seeing as they don't have much physical damage, and they don't really have anyone to tank the Conqueror. Have a Lodestone who like gets away. Honestly, didn't really want to be part of that. But yeah, I like the decision. They're gonna. Oh, actually, they need to start maybe defending top.
Yeah, this may be taking a little too long. You talked about it. The physical damage not really the most threatening, so. Yeah,
but they don't know what they're Conqueror, so like Legion side has a little bit. Should we do this? Should we not do it? They're gonna lose the token. Like Haxon's gonna get the token, and then they're gonna be able to defend it.
Yeah. So with that message right there, I'm sure Animosity's like, oh crap, well that just happened. They're trying to apply some pressure, but they might need to think about falling back, and that's exactly what they're gonna do. So they get some TPs, but yeah, here goes the fallback now, and Animosity will just retreat, get that Shrunken Head next on Magmus. But Wretched Hag, she's just about finished with her Shrunken Head now. Outside of that, I mean, you got Lodestone, another 2100. Oh, top lane action. What's going on up here? They do catch Wretched Hag. This is a big chance. Bat Blast turn around, go for the counter kill. Wretched Hag still barely alive, kiting right here. They're going for the kills. Astral APO comes out. There's that jump. That Tempest ultimate comes out on top of that. Down goes Rally, down goes Engineer, and Keeper of the Forest will fall as well. Soul Reaper had poured it out already.
It's a massacre!
And without Soul Reaper, you are not winning any team fights if you're Animosity. So good catch by Too Much Sugar there.
Yeah, they overstayed the World Cup, definitely. They should probably have fallen back as soon as they saw the Conqueror kill, I would say.
Yeah.
And just go straight up fall back, let Panny stay back, and if they catch us, let Panny root, and then like the keep of the forest, and then like just run. There was no chance they could win that team fights. Even if Sobri had been there, they still had a hack the token.
Yeah.
So I'm not sure. I think it's just maybe a little bit weak decision making, but still like a great team, but just maybe that should be done differently.
Well, yeah, it's pretty evident right there. I mean, again, if anything, I thought maybe their TPs got canceled, but none of their TPs were actually on cooldown, because I didn't catch that until kind of like halfway through. So none of their TPs were on cooldown, though, so clearly they didn't get caught TPing. It was just Sorry per TP down, and the rest of the team was just trying to run away, and then they got involved in a fight. But you know, the last thing you want to do here on this Legion side, especially in this game, how close it is, you do not want to be getting in fights without Sorry per, and that's exactly what just happened right there. So all of a sudden, you're finding yourself in a 7,500 gold deficit, 13,000 experience deficit. So these item pickups with the Shrunken Heads, and by the way, Sorcerer even used her Shrunken Head as Wretched Hag jumped him in the middle lane. He actually, I don't even know if it was 100% necessary, but he used it anyways just to be safe, and he ran away. So that's another charge. That's one charge taken off of it already, and there's speaking of Shrunken Head, now Shrunken Head finished on Wretched Hag. And again, as a team too, they definitely are starting to build up very nicely here on the side of Too Much Sugar, as Lodestone even, Blessed Orb, and perhaps working towards that Sheepstick. 352 gold per minute on Tempest. I wonder what he's going to be going for. It looks like probably the Shrunken Head, actually, himself. So a lot of Shrunkens this game is what it's coming down to, it seems like.
Yeah, it's definitely a Shrunken game. Like all of these heroes just have something that you want to touch with that Shrunken Head.
Yeah.
And now Lodestone picks up the farm on the Ancients. Guess Haxon doesn't want that. Doesn't want to go for the GPM this game.
Yeah.
But, yeah, we might see something here at bottom lane, because so Reaper Engineer and Keeper of the Forest are just like running together right now. Like they do not want anyone to be caught off guard now.
So, Hag in this case, obviously the Shrunken Grimoire, pretty evident, but from here it's a little bit, from game to game it varies. You're going up against a Keeper. Geometer's Bane can tend to be good there, especially if he has a Refresher, but there's not much farm on this Keeper. Are you thinking Geometer's Bane, or are you going something else like a Sheepstick, which he actually does buy the Blessed Orb?
Yeah, I would probably say the Sheepstick or Frostful Skull. Like the thing is, there's not Sheepstick is one of those items that you really want, but there's like one guy you want to shut down. Oh, actually, at bottom lane, top lane. Sorry, we gets initiated on by Kelfield and Richard Hag, but
yeah.
He also uses Shrunken Head and does get away. So the Shrunken Head pickup definitely paid out itself, but like she's getting off farm slowly by this Richard Hag.
But yeah, so you're thinking the Sheepstick though in the end? Makes more sense.
Not necessarily. I think Frostful Skull would be just as fine, actually.
Yeah. Okay.
Even an All-Star would be really, really good, because like look at the target spells. They have none. They have Soul Revolves made. So that eliminates Soul Revolves made.
Wow, that's true. Yeah, there's nothing else, is there? That and then items, and that's even more reason. Yeah, that's a good point. That wouldn't be out of the question. To go
like, it would force the enemy to like buy a tablet just to counter that Nullstone.
Yeah.
And even if Soul Reaper decides to go for a Sheepstick, that would still be pretty much nullified by that Nullstone. So, like, it would work, but knowing Hackzone.
Speaking of that, although we don't run into the situation too often, but it is funny when you were riding the Lex Talionis, it's only, how much gold is that? It's only 800 gold, so you could just get that technically to take off a Nullstone for only 800 gold, but still, it could be.
That's a good point. I actually didn't think of that.
Yeah, that just hit me, really. I've never really thought about that until we just brought that up, so. But yeah, I still think you could argue that a Nullstone actually could be very beneficial in the end, but might not go for a tier when it's all said and done on Wretched Hag, so. What else did I notice? Yeah, 4,000 gold on Soul Reaper here. So that's another thing that we've got to look at as, what the hell is he going for? He's pulling up a lot of gold right here, and I mean, you're still doing with a lot of magic damage. It'd be kind of weird to go that Grimoire now. The Sheepstick, I guess, is pretty much probably your best pickup here.
I mean, if Haxon is really, really smart right now, what he'll do? Oh, actually, he's gonna get initiated on here top lane.
They have a root. They have a root. He has a Shrunken, of course, so they need to make sure to try. Okay, there's the blink. That's what they're waiting for. The Keg Stun connects right here. The root, maybe. Not going to be used just yet. Again, with the Shrunken, it makes it so difficult. Yeah, they're not going to be able to get it. He's able to get away, so.
Yeah, they tried. But yeah, unfortunately not really able to do that. But It was a nice attempt, I guess. Nice, really set up, and he didn't know they were there, so it could have been something. But at least we see now the Hellborn side is going to be trying to set up something here at bottom lane. Maybe try to push something, knowing that every one of the enemies are at top. There's a counter wall around it, just besides the tower, just to make sure that. Oh, actually, Tempest denies it. No. Tempest was on their team. Oh, that was Tempest attacking the wall, and I was like, what?
The Hellborn takes down a Legion tower.
Yeah, 1-for-1 tower exchange. But where's Hack? No.
Or is it? I mean, they're ported back. Yeah, here we go with another TP. Lowstone jumping in. They will get the tower kill. Sheepstick got a sword for the nice tablet right there. The compel even to save Swordreaper from the Shatterstorm. Just going to be used. Swordreaper looking at the front lines. He's going for Tempest. Actually, Magnus jumps in with the eruption on top of the Tempest ultimate, but it's still going to be a full duration element to avoid right there. Do they have the damage follow up? It doesn't look like it so far. Tempest will fall. Down goes Lowstone with a demonic execution, but now Swordreaper will follow. Magnus trying to stay alive. Rally gets a big seismic slam off on a Bubbles. Not enough for the kill though. Engineer running back in. They're trying to finish off Bubbles, but it's not going to be enough. Rally goes down. TPS priceless. Trying to port out. Ain't going to happen though. He too falls. And just like that, 4 players are dead on the Legion side. So tmsR gets the response they were looking for. The 2-for-4 exchange.
Yeah, I felt as if they, like, the Legion side, I don't even know. I felt like they couldn't have had much better of a team fight because Swordreaper didn't get initiated on by that Lodestone ultimate. There was, of course, a full Tempest ultimate. That was kind of shitty.
Yeah.
But the Magnus ultimate was huge. Absolutely huge. So was Panny's ultimate. No, he didn't even use it. Fuck that. What the hell?
Oh yeah, he didn't even use those. That's a good point, actually. I guess I would have just assumed it went off, but yeah, wasn't it? I don't know if he just got locked down or whatnot. I know he was being jumped on at the top side of the fight. Have to look back at that to see exactly if there was a specific reason for that, or more so he just didn't feel like it had the opportunity. But yeah, now using the that's a big call. Whoa!
You guys see the Behemoth Arc?
A right-click Behemoth Art. Oh god, but again, that goes back to why don't you buy at least the Axe of the Malphite or something, man? I mean, come on! What is this fascination with saving up 5,000 plus gold to right-click an item?
It's cool, man. It's nice to say you have much cash in your bank.
I don't get it, man.
All right, we see the Sheepstick onto the Wretched Hack now. I wanted to say that what I thought Haxon should do was to play a little bit smart and say, okay, I'm gonna wait to see what Swordreaper picks up now, because if he picks up a Sheepstick, I'm gonna pick up an Oldstone. But if he doesn't, I'll just pick up whatever I want to. Yeah. In this case, he just right-clicked the Sheepstick, which is okay because Swordreaper doesn't have a Sheepstick anyway.
Exactly.
Otherwise, the Oldstone would have been pretty cool. Well, it still would, but he goes with the Sheepstick, and that's okay.
Now, what about this Behemoth Art? So, okay, what's done is done. He right-clicked it, whatever. He has a Behemoth Art now. He is tanked it up. I mean, 2,600 life. Do you think that was actually the good choice here?
I don't know how he's gonna kill anything, honestly. Like, so both Wretched Hack and Bubbles has like an escape mechanism, and they are gonna be the late game carries. And same goes for Lodestone. He also has the ability to escape. So, like, what is he gonna do? Like, run after them until they're dead with the Withering Presence? I don't know.
Yeah,
it's pretty strange.
Yeah, I think they. I get the mindset, especially going with that Shrunken at first. Again, it goes back to clearly they're going more of a we're about outlasting in these fights. We're about outlasting. Swordreaper is a great hero for that, but as you said, I just don't know if it's going to be enough damage in the end, because you're not getting a whole lot of damage from your teammates.
Better look at top lane now.
Yeah, top lane actually. They do initiate onto Magnus. It looks like double damage turns up on him, but he's going to end up falling. Rowley's going to be able to TP away at least. But 2 versus 2 fight up there, and it results in favor of tmsR as they get a free pick. I don't know. Yeah, Sheepstick obviously would be nice as well. But at the same time, I can see where they're coming from with this. And actually, there's another Shrunken Head use right there. He's going to be able to TP out. Could be the Force, though. Not the same story. He's going to be caught. And he will fall.
I can tell you one thing. Panny absolutely hates this game.
Yeah.
I don't even know. I think the levels you saw in the beginning of the game, like him just rambling down random stuff with his keyboard, I think that's probably what's going through his head right now. He doesn't like this game whatsoever.
Yeah.
All of the initiates that he's been trying to do hasn't really worked out. He's been called out like a lot of times, and like every single time he's trying to set out, like tmsR comes out with a counter ward. Like Mumian has been doing very well with that. He always had a counter ward or a dust or something, and like always kind of knows where Keeper is. So yeah, Penny's having a rough time, and the Conqueror is probably gonna go down once again with the Keeper dead.
Yeah, 6 and 2. Not the hero kill score you're looking for in the game, but we're going to see another Conqueror kill. This is going to be the second Conqueror kill, I believe, so took it to life on Hag once again.
Conqueror goes
And,
down.
you know, it's one thing to be scared about Wretched Hag, but yeah, you're having to be worried about several other heroes now. And Tempest especially. Bubbles is also really getting up there. 3,500 gold saved up on Bubbles. Lowstone has had his own sheepstick now for a little bit, and another 1,200 gold. So this is getting to be a very, very aggressive team now on the Hellborn side. A lot of lockdown. And again, that just goes back to the concept of clearly the strategy here by Animosity. They're trying to play that outlast game here in these team fights. With the sheepsticks now starting to come up, more damage potential from Bubbles, from Wretched Hag especially. Yeah, I don't know if it's going to be enough in the end. They definitely have themselves in a pretty big hole right here. It's our Legion team, so.
I'm thinking about back in the old days when we started playing Heroes of Newerth, every single tournament would have that rule saying you can only have 2 sheepstick each team. Do you remember that?
Oh yeah, the rules, yeah, the puzzle block, sheepstick,
Yeah,
those were
exactly.
so stupid, yeah.
That was like
I was never a fan of those.
that could be some of the most hilarious victories when like enemies you would be so far down that the enemies would go for like 3 sheepsticks and you just leave the game and say you went 3 sheepsticks, GG, well played.
You know what? This is actually chat's bringing up an interesting point. Maybe I was over the top in suggesting that Lex could counter a Nullstone. Will not be negated by Nullstone. Okay, it says right there on the tooltip. So there you go. It seems, yeah. I'm sitting here thinking like it seems like actually a very simple item. 800 gold. That's good. But yeah, actually when you read the tooltip, it kind of explains it right there. So obviously, yes, I was wrong, guys. I was wrong to suggest that. So that makes sense though. I mean, again, it's a very cheap item to be able to negate a Nullstone. So I could see why that would be the case.
The viewers are always smarter than us casters.
They are, man.
It never fails.
It never
We
does.
as casters are always smarter than the competitors, and the viewers are always smarter than the casters.
I just sit here and yell. That's all I do. Hope that you guys are entertained by that. So, nope. Yeah, I do apologize. So I was wrong on that. So good correction there. Would not work. Top lane, they're trying to catch Wretched Hag, but there's the sheepstick going to be used on Magnus. Hag's going to turn this around. Actually, Paplev's coming out. They want to fight right here. Here comes Tempest. The ultimate's going to come out. Root off to the side, though. So Tempest going to be canceled right there, even with the Shrunken Head. Down goes Engineer, however. Hag is still chasing the Hellborn team. This isn't even their full team. They're starting to be joined now. Sheepstick used on a rally. Lowstone coming in. Down he goes. Magnus with the big eruption coming out. They will kill Wretched Hag, but the token of life gonna bring her right back up. Sorry sitting here, trying to do as much damage as possible. Lex Helioto's on him. He is now vulnerable. He's gonna end up falling. And I think tmsR is proven to be a little too much here for Animosity. Keeping the force out to the side. He too is gonna get caught. That's gonna be a genocide. And here is gonna be the big push at the top lane. Hat trick coming up for
That's a
Slick there on
genocide,
Lowstone.
folks.
Yeah, that I don't know. It's gonna be really hard to stop
The
them.
Hellborn takes down a Legion
No token
tower.
hack granted, and Bubbles is pretty low, but
Yeah.
even so, it's gonna be really hard to stop them right now. And even if you do, like they pretty much all have buybacks. They pretty much all have like 2k gold banked up or similar.
Yeah, it's a mix of they just don't have the best lockdown. I mean, here on this Legion side, and then again the damage output, it's pretty evident. We saw the last fight. I mean, the fact that that fight started something like a 2v4, and tmsR wasn't one manning up as they had the supports coming in themselves. So really goes to show you where they're at in this game. So obviously the lead's definitely taking place right here. Got some split pushing going on. Hag's gonna be able to take out this bottom
The
tower.
Hellborn takes down a Legion tower.
The other 2 lanes are still being heavily pushed in. So Animosity not gonna give up just yet. But you kind of just look at it once again, and nothing's really screaming, okay, once they get this item, they'll be fine. It's just, there's no evident item that comes out here unless they all buy Doombringers. Then it's maybe
That could be
possible.
fun though. That
Then
could be
it's
really
maybe
cool.
possible.
Yeah, it's probably gonna be hard farming that gold, but it could definitely be could be interesting to see. Could be nice if we do bring them over.
Yeah. A Talbot of command on the ground right here. Bubbles is just leaving it on the ground right. I guess he has a bound eye picked up, so it's just a Talbot of command on the ground, no big deal. Okay, he's gonna pick it up. Finishing the sheepstick, and he picks it up. So there you go. Bubbles knows his next big 5,300 gold on Hag. I think she can definitely value going for something like a Savage Mace here at this point.
Oh, how I would like to see a Doombringer that she would lose.
I don't think she'd be going that. That's, if anything, helping the other team. More so than helping you. Uh-oh. Engineer, gonna be sneaky. There's a Savage Mace.
I like how TPS is always carrying Logos Hatchets. He always does that. Whenever people drop
Yeah.
Logos Hatchets, he's like, I want that. Thank you.
I've actually seen that before. He trolls, like, he's got like 5 logger hatches before.
Yeah, it's pretty dumb.
Pretty dumb, yeah. Not the most efficient use of your inventory. Especially when they're not even yours.
That's true.
And on range.
Well, there's actually some ranged players that do that. Like, I have some friends who, like, when they go solo tutor, they go like logger hatch into 1v1 just to make sure they win blast as well.
You think logger's hatchet needs to be changed? Seems like that's a popular one that pros are.
Yeah, I definitely think so. I don't see the point with it costing 225 and like melee heroes are already super strong because of the iron buckler and lots of armor and strength and HP gain. Adding a logger's hatchet to that, like, if you cannot really lane ranged versus melee unless you like have one ability like HoN or something to shut them out, or silhouettes, relentless shallow.
Yeah.
Like, you need something to, otherwise you can't deal with melees. Like, if you play against the Nomad, pretty much no ranged hero can deal with that shit if you have like just full region or whatever, or logger's hatchet. So yeah, I definitely think so. I think it shouldn't be doing as much as not for denying.
Yeah, it seems like that's a pretty popular thing again. So, oh, bottom lane, Sorper's gonna be chopped for here. They get the kill in the background on Engineer. Sorper falls. Sorper does not have a buyback, never mind. So that should do it if anything. Rack's gonna fall, you see Animosity once again. They're still trying to hold their ground. Magma stuns in, maybe kill Wretched Hag, maybe get something going. Eruption being channeled with that shrunken head. A lot of damage, but Hag's able to blink right there. There's that Tempest ultimate. Rune comes out from Keeper though about a couple seconds later. They will eventually stop it, but Magma's still chased down. Keeper the 4 is gonna fall. And expect those GG well played. In fact, there we go. Too much sugar. We'll get a bit of revenge right here, you could say. Again, not exactly the same team, but at the same time, they win here in the first round against a team that technically did beat them in the losers bracket last cycle. So, feeling good about this victory, I'm sure. As tmsR moving on to the round of 8 here in cycle number 4. Animosity going to be dropping down to the losers bracket. We'll see how they manage down there in the first round of the losers bracket. But is there any final thoughts on that series, FJ?
I feel like I wish that Penny would just have like a little bit more farm and went for the Berry Idol, and they could start making things happen. It feels like Legion's Eye was just a little bit too scared to do anything because they really quickly got out farmed. And even though they did have a great teamfight team, they just like let themselves get into a late game position, which they couldn't. But they did try. They tried to hold on to farming and maybe see if the enemy would throw, but tmsR didn't throw. So that's pretty much it, I guess.
Yeah. You know